take on why Donald Trump is plotting to once again stride the corridors of power.
This is a man with a following of millions. We are witnessing, quite literally, the biggest cult phenomenon I think we've ever witnessed in Western history, is the phenomenon of people following an autocratic leader like Donald Trump.
It probably doesn't sound like it, but Miles Taylor is a lifelong Republican. He was a national security advisor under President George W. Bush and also worked for the Trump administration at the Department of Homeland Security. But far from praising his former boss, he fears him. What do you think is at stake for America if Trump runs for presidency in 2024?
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the prospect of a second Donald Trump term is a threat to our lives, our livelihoods, and our way of life. I think if Trump runs again, it will so rip this country apart, it will be a public safety threat.
I'm not an expert on NATO, but I have a lot of common sense.
I like Putin, he likes me. We get along.
I do get along with President Putin.
Some people have said I have the greatest political instinct in 50 years.
President Putin is sharp.
Oh, I like Putin.
President Putin was a total gentleman.
I have good political instinct. Putin called me brilliant. I like it.
Putin said Donald Trump is a genius.
Putin said good things about me. He said he's a leader and there's no question about it. He's a genius.
You have to follow your instincts.
Putin even sent me a present. Beautiful present with a beautiful note.
I think Putin's been a very strong leader.
See, that's good instinct. That's good judgment.
Putin has much better leadership qualities than Obama, but who doesn't know that?
My great instincts, right?
I got along great with Putin. It's called instinct, folks.
And all of a sudden, we have this great friendship. Getting along with Putin and Russia is a great thing. And you should say thank you very much for good judgment. And you should say thank you very much for good judgment.
We built the greatest economy in the history of the world. Best unemployment numbers, best everything.
And you should say thank you very much for good judgment.
And I gave you the biggest tax cut in the history of our country.
And you should say thank you very much for good judgment. You know, the wall is being built, and we're doing 10 miles a week. It'll be completed very soon.
So we're going to Texas, we're going to the southern border. As you know, we've completed the wall. They may want to expand it. And Mexico is paying for the wall, by the way, in case you had any questions.
And you should say thank you very much for good judgment.
Got $28 billion from China that went to our farmers because they targeted you. We tariffed China a lot of money, and they paid for it. You didn't pay. You know, the fake news likes to say you don't pay. They paid.
And you should say thank you very much for good judgment.
We won Georgia easily. We won it by hundreds of thousands of votes.
Actually, I won Wisconsin.
We will win this, and as far as I'm concerned, we already have won.
There has never been ever before an administration that's been so open and transparent. I was the most transparent and am transparent president in history.
And you should say thank you very much for good judgment. And you should say thank you very much for good judgment.
I went through the whole Mueller hoax. They did this big report. I was totally exonerated.
Did you actually totally exonerate the president?
No,
Your reports expressly states that it does not exonerate the president.
it does.
My father is German, right? Born in a very wonderful place in Germany. 12 years ago, I was named Man of the Year of Michigan. Can you believe it? Long before I thought about it.
You look at what's happening last night in Sweden. Sweden! Who would believe this? Sweden!
Problem is, nothing much had happened in Sweden.
Sweden is accusing Trump of fake news.
By the way, I brought back Big Ten football. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it.
If you don't test, you don't have any cases. If we stop testing right now, we'd have very few cases, if any. If you don't test, you don't have any cases. This is going to go away without a vaccine. It's going to go away, and we're not going to see it again.
Donald Trump tells more lies and falsehoods than any president in either party in history.
I have to be always very truthful, because if I'm a little bit off, they call me a liar.
And you should say thank you very much.
Call me a liar.
Thank you very much.
A liar.
I'm not a big fan of Fox, I'll be honest with you.
Longtime Republican and now Trump enemy, Miles Taylor, lives with the threat of violence on a daily basis. He has personal security and moves homes regularly.
Just 2 days ago, among many other hate messages, and I'll bleep it for you, shut your effing mouth about Trump or pay the price. How did that person get my phone number? Why did that person feel compelled to reach out to me? Why did they feel compelled to threaten me? Because that's the phenomenon. And that's the phenomenon we're witnessing in the United States, is an explosion of political violence.